Right now, people waiting in line for hours just to get a COVID test. How the number of people is putting stress on pharmacies. Also, the Madison School District addresses its decision to extend winter break and go back to virtual learning. And an investigation underway in northeastern Wisconsin after 2 people are killed in a building explosion. News 3 Now at 6 begins right now. The new year could start a bit snowy for us, making for slippery driving conditions over the weekend. Let's check your certified most accurate forecast now. Here's meteorologist Austin Kopnitsky. Austin.
And our patio outside right now, it pretty much is an ice rink. I spent the last few minutes here just sliding around, but it's not fun news, especially if you do have plans to go outside here for tonight, because a lot of these sidewalks outside your front door, it's likely going to be very slippery. Untreated roadways especially, that's where we're going to find a lot of slick spots here this evening and early tonight. 27 degrees outside right now, but we're still seeing that mixed precipitation with some of it falling as freezing drizzle. And what ends up happening once it reaches the ground is, well, it just freezes almost instantly. So that's what we've seen happen here over the last few hours. It has led to quite a few slick spots on a lot of roadways, and we do have winter weather advisories in effect until 10 p.m. for tonight. That's whenever this lighter precipitation is expected to dial back just a little bit. And if you have been outside, you'll note it really hasn't been much overall precip, but again, we really don't need much overall to cause a lot of concerns whenever it comes to freezing rain and freezing drizzle like we're seeing here today. Current temperatures, unfortunately, below freezing here for almost all of us. Janesville at 34. That will help a lot of conditions there. It shouldn't be as slick, but for most of us, it is going to be very slick out there here over the next few hours. And then after today, we do have 2 alert days in the forecast, one for some snowfall tomorrow, and then bitter cold conditions for Sunday. So make sure you stay tuned. I'll break down what we need to know and have a look at your extended forecast coming up.
Austin, thank you. You can stay up to date on the latest road and weather conditions in your area through our First Warn Forecast Weather app. It has hourly forecast road conditions and the latest radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. With COVID cases on a drastic climb here in Dane County, the lines to get tested are growing with those numbers. Local testing sites say they are overwhelmed with people right now. Our Brad Hamilton in studio tonight with more. Brad?
Eric, the staff at Fitchburg Family Pharmacy say they've been testing as many as 400 to 500 people a day over the past few weeks, an amount that is both concerning and stressful.
Frustrating. You wish there was a different option, but it's all these people need the same resource that you need.
With COVID cases at an all-time high in Dane County, testing sites such as the one at Fitchburg Family Pharmacy are overwhelmed.
Everyone's just kind of giving it 110% at this point, just because we have to.
Jack Houston works for the pharmacy and says these past few weeks of testing have been some of the busiest they've seen throughout this entire pandemic. And the most recent spike is taking its toll on everyone involved.
The new case rate in Dane County is higher than it's ever been in the past. As of the past couple of weeks here, it's rough.
During this 2-week stretch, as many as 400 to 500 people have waited in long lines each day to get tested at the Fitchburg Family Pharmacy. And today, that waiting continued, including for Sandra Brown, who arrived 15 minutes before the pharmacy even opened today and still sat in line for 2 hours.
It's definitely a lot, especially when you have, I think, it's been like 2 hours, especially if you're whether you're by yourself or if you're in a car full of kids. Like, how do you explain that?
Not exactly the ideal way of ringing in the new year, but Brown says it's a reminder that COVID hasn't gone anywhere.
Like, hey, this is serious, and if we aren't all taking this seriously, we're going to be in the same rotation for a really long time. So it definitely brings me a lot of fear and just the upcoming things that's happening in society, and it's very worrisome.
If you are feeling any symptoms of COVID-19 and want to get a test, we have a full list of sites on our website, channel3000.com.
Brad, thank you. The Madison School District answering questions on its decision to extend winter break and go back briefly to virtual learning. Record high COVID cases in Dane County are to blame for the move. Classes were supposed to restart on Monday the 3rd. Now they'll start virtually Thursday, January 6th.
We take this very seriously, as we have all along. We've said we're following the science behind it, listening to the CDC recommendations, following our own public health, and then working with our metrics teams, with our medical advisors, and looking at a combination of factors.
District hopes to go back in-person classes Monday the 10th. They'll make that decision next Thursday. We'll also find out about what they plan to do with meal service for students, childcare options, and how to pick up Chromebooks and other devices. Meanwhile, other school districts in Dane County are staying in person. Belleville telling us they are not experiencing any staffing issues. They plan to monitor the situation within their own district. Students in the Beloit, Verona, and Janesville school districts will return to class next Monday. For a full list of the school districts we've talked to, go to channel3000.com. 2 people are dead. Another 2 people injured after a building explosion up in Shawano County. Sheriff's office there says it was called to an auto repair shop building. This was on Highway 47 in the town of Lesser about 12:30 this afternoon. The 2 people injured were flown to a hospital in Appleton. David Nowak says he was nearby when that explosion happened.
As soon as I got in the door, I heard a boom. I'm thinking, wow. Cows scattered, went out of the barn. And so I came out the door. And I looked, and I couldn't. The building behind you was in the way, so I came around, and the debris just flying.
An investigation into the explosion is ongoing. Fire officials say a car fire caused an estimated $21,000 in damage to a West Side home earlier this week. Firefighters responded to the 2300 block of Quartz Lane just before 5 p.m. on Wednesday. When they got there, they found smoke coming from a closed garage door. Firefighters entered and found the flames coming from a vehicle. No one was injured or displaced as a result of the fire. A Marshall resident is dead after a vehicle rollover and hit a power pole southwest of Columbus. Happened Thursday shortly after 4 p.m. A preliminary investigation revealed the driver was traveling west on Sanderson Road when they drove their Cadillac into the north ditch. A 34-year-old driver died at the scene. A juvenile passenger was transported to a local hospital with minor injuries. Speed and slippery roads are believed to have been factors. The crash caused some power outages in the area. Police say a street lamp got knocked down last night after a Metro bus and a vehicle collided. This was on Whitney Way. It happened about 7 o'clock. In an incident report, police say the bus was heading south on Whitney Way, facing a green light when a northbound vehicle turned through a red light to get onto the belt line. No one was injured in the crash, but police say the driver of the vehicle received several citations. Officers directed traffic at the intersection for roughly 2 hours. A titan in the entertainment industry, movie and television legend Betty White has died. Her longtime agent confirmed her death in a statement to People magazine. The actress has been a beloved fixture in the entertainment industry since back in the 1940s when she acted on several popular radio shows. Many remember her for her roles in The Mary Tyler Moore Show and The Golden Girls. She is the Guinness World Record holder for the longest television career by a female entertainer. Betty White was 99 years old. One of the leaders of the state's Legislature Rules Committee is demanding draft regulations on absentee ballot drop boxes and corrections to absentee ballot information. Republican Senator Steve Noss made the demand to the Wisconsin Elections Commission. He wants them to submit rules listing the guidance to local clerks in March, expanding the use of drop boxes. He also wants draft regulations on the guidance issued back in 2016 that allows clerks to correct mistakes in absentee voters' witness addresses on their ballot envelopes. Submitting the rules would give the committee a chance to invalidate them, in turn negating that guidance. The 14th annual Milwaukee Film Festival set to take place this coming spring. Milwaukee Film says it'll take place April 21st through May 5th. Now this year it was virtual, offering over 200 films that were available online through the Milwaukee Film app. The festival appears to be returning to theaters for 2022 with the announcement promising, quote, the best in cinema from across the globe back on the big screen where it belongs. Well, it's time to think about those New Year's resolutions once again. Coming up, health experts share some tips on how you can have a healthy 2022, both physically and mentally. Stay with us.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast, News 3 Now at 6.
It sounds to me like that different man with the ball.
Yeah.
You don't have that type of ball.
Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm coming through. It's Big Snoop Dogg with the red, white, and blue. Yes, indeed. You know we don't fake. Globetrotters coming with the Harlem Shake. We get to it and do it. Get things right. Shooting them hoops and making baskets all right.
Don't miss the Globetrotters in Madison on January 2nd. Go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com. Don't miss your chance to save big on that new furniture or mattress you've been waiting for. Now is the time to buy during Steinhoffel's 4-day sale. Save 35 to 50% throughout the entire store. Plus, take an additional $100, $200, or even $300 off your purchase. Steinhoffel's has the largest selection of quality furniture for every style and budget at the lowest price guaranteed. So get in today and save big during Steinhoffel's 4-day sale. Relax, it's Steinhoffel's.
Menards carries a great selection of Richmond water heaters to ensure that you have hot water when you need it. With high-efficiency models and tankless options to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect fit for your family and save on energy costs. Richmond water heaters work hard behind the scenes, so you can focus on what's important. Get dependable hot water with Richmond's 6, 9, and 12-year gas and electric water heaters. Available at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
What you see is important. How you see is important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Right now, take 40% off lenses with the purchase of any frames.
From Tina Fey and the creator of Saturday Night Live comes Mean Girls, the hilarious hit Broadway musical.
Why don't I know you?
Come see Tina Fey's Mean Girls at Overture Center, January 11th through 16th. Get your tickets now at overture.org.
Well, when we think about those New Year's resolutions, for many that means goals like losing weight or eating right. But the American Medical Association is encouraging people to commit to making better health choices in the coming year that will improve overall health. They're urging people to monitor things like blood pressure and take steps to reduce hypertension. Also, check your risk of diabetes by taking a 2-minute screening test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
As many as 1 out of 3 may have prediabetes and not even know about it, which left untreated will almost inexorably advance to full-blown diabetes.
Also, they say eat fewer processed foods, especially those with added sodium and sugar. Dr. Harmon says making those lifestyle changes could lead to a happier and healthier you in 2022 and beyond. Health experts also say good preventative care helps catch health issues early when they may be easier to treat. Dr. Nehai Vias recommends adding these things to your year-end health checklist. Schedule wellness exams, create a consistent bedtime routine, and put away screens at least a half hour before going to sleep.
It's not a surprise that many of our sleep habits have been disrupted during the pandemic. We are sleeping later.
Some other things to think about for the new year include making small changes to your diet and workout routine, and discuss your mental health as well. May cost you a little more to make that toast tonight. Still to come, the beverage that could see record sales tonight and some possible reasons why it's becoming hard to find. Plus, what does the start to 2022 have in store for us weather-wise? We'll have the complete forecast next.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized New Year sale on now at Waunakee Furniture ETC. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted furniture that's right for you.
Happy New Year!
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to Power Swabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. Power Swabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stain caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, Power Swabs can target that area using swab precision.
I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
So this New Year's, if you have yellowing between your teeth or coffee stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes or an hour, and start using the Power Swabs 5-minute solution. Just snap, swab, and smile.
After just 7 days, the results were awesome. Power Swabs was easy to use every day, and each day I could see it better and better, and from beginning to end, it's definitely whiter. They look clean, they feel clean. and people have made comments about it, which is nice.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. This new year, order Power Swabs and receive up to 40% off the retail price. Get a free Power Swabs Quick Stick pen with your order. The Quick Stick pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 40% on your purchase and your free Quick Stick pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized New Year's Sale on now at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted furniture that's right for you.
Happy New Year!
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. People looking to pick up a bottle of champagne for tonight's celebrations may be paying some higher prices. Tony Aiello explains why.
Champagne's popularity is once again popping. Sales dropped in 2020 when the pandemic canceled many New Year's parties. But the industry group UMC says sales are expected to hit more than $6 billion this year, which would be a new record. In France, some retailers are struggling to keep up with demand. Many champagne makers are not able to supply us, this Paris shop owner says. Part of the reason, grapes in France were hit with some bad weather this year, leading to lower production. And in the U.S., that's leading to higher prices.
We've seen prices on our platform go up a bit.
Kathy Lewinberg with Drizzly.com says the average price for champagne is 20% higher than in 2019, and high-end labels are in high demand.
The top-selling brands from a champagne standpoint are Veuve Clicquot, Moet, and Dom Perignon. Those have been the top sellers for the month of December.
At West Coast retailer Bevmo, people can buy in person, online, or have items delivered through the GoPuff app. On the site, a small number of specific champagnes are out of stock, but there's still a wide variety available. The company has seen increased demand for not only champagne, but also alternatives not made in France.
We've seen a 10% increase for California local sparkling wine year over year.
And while the prices for champagne may be going up, spirits are also staying high as the country raises a glass to 2022. Tony Aiello, CBS News, New York.
Production issues are expected to continue in France, which means champagne prices could remain higher well into the new year. Well, what kind of weather does the first week of 2022 have in store for us? Austin's back with your complete forecast. It's icy out there, Austin.
It really is, and that's the main part of this forecast that I really want to hammer home. By the next 3.5 minutes, I hope everybody knows that it could be very slick outside in a lot of spots, and it's going to be very hard to tell what's just wet and what's actually slick out there. And that's because of the lighter precipitation that we've seen over the last few hours. You don't need much, but we have really gotten enough to cause those slick spots. So we're still seeing a few flurries out there right now. That lighter precipitation still falling. It is starting to make that transition over to snow, at least right here in the Madison area. But even then, we're not going to see any accumulation, just very slick conditions in some spots, especially untreated roadways. But then for tomorrow, snow returns. It'll be on the breezy side of things and quite colder than what we have seen. And then it'll be really cold here by the time we reach Sunday. That's another alert day that we actually have in the forecast. Sunday's high temperature, well, it's only 10 degrees, and it's going to feel like it's around 0 or even below that throughout the day. Now, the Doppler track still showing quite a bit of that snowfall in northern Colorado. Much needed snowfall as it's been extremely dry in that part of the country. But here locally, we've seen our fair share of those flurries and lighter precipitation struggling to get picked up here on our satellite radar because in nature it is just so light falling out of the sky right now. It does make it tough for a lot of these radars to actually pick that up. But you can see on our visibility map, this is another way to tell where we really are seeing some of that still falling. And notice how our western communities, we're seeing these visibilities jumping back up to around 8 or 10. That's a good indication that we're seeing the end of this starting to move through. So Wisconsin Dells likely going to see that breaking up over the next few hours. Here in Madison, much of the same, but we still have possibly another few hours of those slick conditions conditions before we see some improvements later on tonight. Now, the future track still shows that lighter precip. Then we're going to see a little bit of a break in the overnight hours. And then for tomorrow, especially in the afternoon and evening hours, that's when we'll see that next round of snow moving through. We have seen some changes here with this forecast. It does look like a lot of the latest models have tried to sneak this down to the south a little bit more than what we have seen over the last few days. And what that does is it drops our actual expected snowfall totals. So you take a look at our winter weather advisories. This goes into effect, or it rather is in effect, until 10 p.m. for tonight. And then we're going to see another round getting issued here for tomorrow with that lighter snow expected. Notice how these pink shaded areas, however, those are winter storm warnings, and that's down to our south. That's where some of those heaviest snowfall totals are actually going to make their way through. Some of these darker blue bands moving through Rockford, Chicago as well. That's where they're going to see some of those heavier snowfall totals. For here, most of us, we're going to see about 1 to 3 inches of snowfall, and most of that's going to be right around Madison and farther to our south. The heaviest snow is actually going to be right on that state line there. But then you look at Sunday, bitter cold conditions. It'll feel like it's around 0 or even below that throughout the entirety of the day. But in terms of how much snow we're going to see there for Saturday, we're looking at about here 1 inch, possibly 2 in Madison. The sharp cutoff. Notice how this gradient is pretty tight here, where we see about 1 inch or so in Madison. 1 to 3 here towards Monroe and Janesville. And another look here at what we're really looking at. I don't think our northern communities are going to see much, if any, at all. A few flurries, lighter snow showers, but generally less than 1 inch around Wisconsin Dells, Camp Douglas, Wautoma. Here in Madison, probably on the lighter side of things there with that 1 to 3 inch range. And then the farther down to the south and southeast that we travel, that's where we're going to see some of those heavier snowfall totals. If you're planning on traveling to Chicago, they're going to see a lot of snowfall, even about 6+ inches are looking possible in the Chicago area. Extended forecast right now, it does look pretty good after we get through these alert days, but it's going to stay relatively very cold. We're going to see a bit of a bump in temperatures on Tuesday with that high of 31, but afterwards we stay well below average. Teens and 20s seem to be the name of the game here over the next week or two.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Furniture and Appliance Mart's 72-hour appliance sale is this weekend. Save as much as 40% off on top brand appliances, plus no interest financing for 18 months with $999 minimum purchase at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Guys, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction, Peak Performance for Men has a natural solution that can help you today. That's right. Stop wasting money on pill after pill that just masks your ED. Fix it for good. We can make the difference. Call Peak Performance for Men today.
Happy holidays from Meineke Car Care Center. We would like to thank you for your business this year and wish you and your family a safe and happy holiday season. Drive safe during all of your travels. Meineke, doing car care right.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, farm is in our name, so you know we're animal experts, offering genuine value on the quality products you need to care for your animals, because healthy pets are happy pets. Right now, get $3 off assorted bags of Purina Pro Plan dog food. Save $5 on large bags of Hill's Science Diet dog or cat food. Assorted dog and cat toys are 15% off. And for backyard flocks, save $2 on AgriMaster poultry feed.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Hey, you.
Who, me? Yeah, you.
What? You want to watch something fun? It's the best.
Woo! Something that feels like an escape. Oh!
Only on ET.
Weeknights at 6:30 on News 3 Now.
Ashley Home Store's 72-hour sale is this weekend. Ring in the new year with store-wide savings, including holiday doorbusters and special buys while supplies last. Plus interest-free financing for 5 years. Pay less than $20 a month for a new room you'll love. Only at Ashley Home Store.
Sunday at 10, a chip shortage and supply issues have car dealerships scrambling and buyers shelling out top dollar for new cars. When can we expect this madness to ease up? Mark Kane looks for answers. Sunday on News 3 Now at 10.
Oh, the Packers defense takes the field against the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday night. They will be facing off with someone not named Kirk Cousins at quarterback. The Vikings quarterback tested positive for COVID-19. Cousins, who is unvaccinated, reportedly had symptoms and self-reported before testing positive. Unvaccinated players are tested every day as part of league protocol. Backup quarterback Sean Mannion will get the start against the Packers. The Vikings need to win their final 2 games of the season to secure a spot in the playoffs. Kickoff at Lambeau Field set for 7:20 at night. The oldest living former Packers player, and one of the most popular during the 1950s, has died. Fred Cohn passed away in a hospital in Seneca, South Carolina, from complications from a broken hip. He passed away this morning. Cohn played as a fullback and kicker for the Packers in the 1950s. He was inducted into the Packers Hall of Fame in 1974. Now, Cohn is famous for kicking the Packers' first extra point and field goal at what is now called Lambeau Field. It was 1957. Back then, the stadium was called City Stadium. At the end of his career, Cohn had played 82 games with the Packers. Fred Cohn was 95 years old. A season of ups and downs ends on a high note for the Badger football team with that win last night in the Las Vegas Bowl. 20 first-half points made it seem like Wisconsin was going to run away with this thing early, but they wouldn't score against Arizona State again. Lane Kimball was there and shows us how a critical test at the end defined the victory.
Poetic would be a pretty good way to describe this Badgers win, a passing of the torch, if you will, starting with the senior players like Jake Ferguson giving this team a fiery start, and then the youngsters, Braylon Allen and Graham Mertz, finishing it off. As confetti rained down on the victorious Wisconsin Badgers late Thursday, quarterback Graham Mertz recalled lifting his team up in a key moment.
The first thing I hit the guys on in the huddle, I'm like, this is what you work all year for. You got 10 minutes to play Wisconsin football.
And boy, did they ever. Starting on their own 3-yard line, protecting a 7-point lead. Mertz and the Badgers offense looked at the clock reading 9 minutes and 57 seconds and drained every one away over 18 plays.
That last drive, we probably had, I don't even know, like 20 different guys that played. So, yeah, it just goes to show the type of program we got here and the type of guys we got. They'll do whatever they can for each other.
Mertz was hot and cold, tossing a first-half touchdown and interception. But a 30-yard pass on 3rd and 12 during that final drive kept it going long enough to let game MVP Braylon Allen do his thing.
We knew as soon as we got that first down, it was all going to start rolling, and we put together a pretty good drive and kind of played our brand of football.
Allen had the kind of game we've come to expect from the freshman, 159 yards and doing it the hard way. His long of 43 came early in the game. It was during that first half, senior tight end Jake Ferguson snagged this 7-yard touchdown and all 3 of his catches. Hurdling defenders at times, refusing to go down easy.
This was my last one. I kind of knew it was my last one. I wanted to put a stamp on something big.
But an injury kept Ferguson on the sidelines most of the second half, including on that final drive. 9 minutes and 57 seconds of Wisconsin football, carried out by some young players who knew the true prize was winning one more game for these seniors.
The amount of things I've done for this program is you can't even put a label on it. It's a bunch of great men and great Wisconsin men.
Coach Chris talked all week about how important this Las Vegas Bowl was to his team to send them off on a high note. They certainly did. A Badgers team forged in adversity this season and poised for even grander prizes. Covering the Badgers in Las Vegas, Lane Kimball, News 3 Now.
And News 3 Now and Lane, we're in Vegas all week long. If you'd like to relive the bowl coverage, we have it all up on our website, channel3000.com. Let's get to Austin. Final check of the forecast.
I just stepped outside, and it's very slick here. Pretty much all over in those untreated roadways. Extremely slick, so do keep that in mind if you're heading out in the next few hours.
All right, Austin, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6. Have a safe evening. We'll see you back here 9:10.